What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 12 different altcoins today. I will leave a list in the description of the coins in case you want to just flip through it. I will leave timestamps there as well. I'm going to read it right now and give shout outs along the way. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get started. GPU and VAIOT for Daniel Bandini, GFI for Flower Child, ZEC for the Marky P, ENS for Junior Mena, Blottopia for Lucian Easy, Math for Eric Silva, Teraxa for Julio Pina, DCR for OG, I don't know, PYR for TS Tilly, and then EGLD and Quant for One Punch Willie. I feel like a couple of those rhymed. I don't know why, but that's just how it works. Anyways, guys, let's get started. Hit that like button, and we shall begin. All right, so this is GPU. I'm going to put it in log. It's my first time actually looking at this chart. I just put the RSI on. I think I did. Maybe I've looked at this before. I don't know. Anyways, looking at this on a daily basis, the daily RSI, to me, it does look a little bit weak, but it looks postured to do some good things to move upwards. The fact that you hadn't even gotten oversold and you are wrestling with this 50 area, not rejecting it and getting oversold, does tell me that you're a bit resilient and you don't want to go lower. You're at the points, you know, kind of, I guess you're a little bit below these points, but you're back above it now. Let's see. Let's look at this thing as a whole. It's going weekly, maybe a 3-day chart. Yeah, it's a pretty new chart, right? You had your initial pump, came from nothing, went to something, and you've held it since. I kind of am inclined to believe that you would go lower just based on the way that the price looks, but the way the RSI looks, maybe you do start to move up from here. Let's just see. I feel like this would be a more appropriate low to measure from. I don't know, man. I think you are going to move up from here. I think you're probably going to move, and the RSI checks out with this. You're at 61.22 cents now. Let's see a move up to 76 cents. If you can break that, I think there's hope that this is the low and that you will move up from here. If you reject that, it's very common to find support in this area, move up to your 886, even your 786 area, and then go lower. So you definitely want to get above the 886 at least, which is technically it's at 77 cents, but really getting above, I think, about 90 cents would give you a lot of conviction that this is the low. So I do think you're moving up. It's just what do you do with it remains to be seen. I'm not convinced one way or another. Time will tell, and let's just see if there's anything that agrees with that from this high to a low perspective. Let's see, 80.5 cents there. Yeah. I think really if you get above 86 cents, there's reasons to be, maybe 90 cents. Let's keep it at 90 cents. You get above 90 cents, there's reasons to be excited. But the next target area, you're at 61.22 cents now. Let's talk about 77 cents and see what you do with that. All right, VAI, I still don't know how to pronounce this. VAIOT. I'm not even going to try. On a weekly perspective, looking like you are at your 123 moving average, an area that you found support before, kind of held it as resistance for a second and then moved up above it, found it as support, back tested it. You are at your oversold zone. Nice to see. You didn't even get to it technically, which is also actually a sign of strength in my opinion. Moving from a high to a low here. 1272 down to your 382. Nice. I don't know if this fib is relative anymore. I mean, maybe for your next high. I mean, your next high could take you up to 58.6 cents to 85.8 cents, even beyond that. But I think the more relative fib would be this low to high here. Low to high. 61869 area, perfect, man. Yeah, I think that's your low. That makes sense. That's a nice area to find a low. Unless crypto does see a downfall over the coming days, which it really could. You know, I know Bitcoin's up at $62,500 right now. And I have been saying that if we break this area, I think it was 62.4, 62.5. I forget what I said yesterday, but somewhere in this area. If we break above this, then that would convince me that the low is in. We've moved up as high as 62.7K. We absolutely could be breaking this right now. I might have to eat my words and say that this is the low. I might actually be wrong on this one, which happens, man. I'm not going to be right 100% of the time. I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again. But let's see how the rest of the day plays out. Let's see what comes of this. We still haven't broken it yet. It's still early to see. This could be a little bit of a bull trap. I'm not completely convinced yet. Let's see how it looks by the end of the day. If this is the real deal, if we are moving higher, then perhaps this would be good tidings for VAIOT. And even if not, even if BTC drops, this thing might pump on its own. Who knows? But I would assume that if BTC drops, you might see this thing move lower as well. You have been holding this zone for the past like month now. So if you do go lower, I have a lot of confidence that you would hold 7 to 5.5 cents, that you would hold this area. But for now, looking at the weekly, I like where you are in your RSI. I would expect that you go oversold, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. The daily RSI does not look the best, to be completely fair. I don't like that at all. A little bit of bullish divergence, though, hey. But that would only call for a move probably up to about 10 to 11 cents. Let's call that. Let's say you move up to about 10 to 11 cents. See if this high to low fib makes any sense there. 11 cents, 10 cents, yeah, right there. Maybe as high as 12 cents even, but I think 10 to 11 is where I'm going to guess. And then lower after that. For now, up, but then lower is my thoughts. Again, unless Bitcoin has found its low, which I'm not entirely convinced of yet, but it could be happening. This could be the real deal. I just want to see something real quick. This is not a Bitcoin analysis video, but we're checking it out, right? Because Bitcoin is the Mac Daddy. I've had a few of you ask, why not just analyze Bitcoin to keep it, simple when talking about other altcoins? Because what Bitcoin does, altcoins will follow, more or less. That's the truth. But I think it's important to look at individual charts as well. But yes, if Bitcoin's doing well, other coins will do well. This is looking compelling right now, guys. It's definitely looking compelling right now. Let's see what we do with this next 45 minutes. Just because we close above the 50 doesn't mean that it's absolved of going lower, but that would look pretty good, man. That would actually look pretty good, especially if we close multiple 4-hour candles up here or higher. That would be pretty convincing. Who knows, man? My opinion might change by the time I make my next video. But anyways, let's move on. VAI. I'm going to do a BTC update later after this. Give it some time, see how it does with this. Hopefully after that 4-hour closes. GFI. That's the next one. GFI, Goldfinch. Moving up. Liking the rally. Definitely liking the rally, right? High to a low. Up at its 382. Previous areas of support. Could be resistance now. It is at your 382. It's very common to find resistance here. You're up near your overbought zone. Even if you close today red, you would still be pretty high and near your overbought zone. So you could move down from here. Let's look at your 4-hour. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. Is it gonna happen? It's not gonna happen. I didn't hold it in, man. I'm not one of those people. I will let it fly if it flies, but it just didn't happen. I kind of think you are at a high point. You might have a last little push up, maybe. It is very common to go above your 382 on the first attempt, but you could tip it. You could absolutely tip it. At any rate, I would expect that you see prices revert back to about 250. You're at 297, so even if you go higher from here, 250 is probably on the mind afterwards. You do have bearish divergence on your 1-hour. That 236, again, moving from your 382, even if you move just above it, moving back to your 236 to find support is a very common maneuver. So that's what I would call for GFI. If you move up from here, it's going to be by non-significant amounts compared to what you're about to drop over the coming days, probably. So that's GFI. For Flower Child, shout out to Homegirl. ZEC USD on Coinbase for the Marky P, right? Yeah. Man, it has done well, huh? I don't know what that's about, but maybe it's just standard volatility. Maybe it's just coming off its lows. It's meant to do that. Oh, look at that. You had a nice week last week, didn't you? 56%, man. That's nice. Pretty neutral on your weekly RSI, but finding support in areas that matter, I suppose. Let's look at the all-time history on this thing. Let's get a better look. Oh, man. Did you hit new all-time lows? I mean, that's a scam wick there. I would say you did. You came off of new all-time lows. Crazy. You might call that a fake out, right? Because from this low here, you basically closed right there, went down but closed right there, and now you're having a positive reaction. Nice to see. Let's look at the daily again. Pretty high, right? You've been higher before, sure. You could continue to grow, but just relatively speaking, this is the highest read you've seen all year, actually. So I don't think that you would go up too much higher without seeing some kind of correction. What I do like, I was going to say that you have a higher high, but you had a higher high here, and that didn't mean anything. This was a higher high. Man, this chart likes to mess with people, doesn't it? Crazy. Kind of crazy. Huh. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I do think it'll correct. I think that's its low. I feel confident that is its low. I'm going to go on the 4-hour. 4 hour is just so bullish. You're very overbought, dude. You're at like a 95 on the RSI on the 4 hours, so it's a matter of time before you come down. You'll probably correct. Yeah, you've got some severe divergence on your 1 hour, so you're probably at your high. If not, maybe a little bit higher, but I'm not going to bet on that. From a relative high to a relative low, discernibly, 786 tipped. You could find support at about $26.16, 15 cents, whatever. Perhaps you go all the way back down to $23.77 or even as low as like $21.60. I don't think you go below $21.60. But if you do, it's not the end of the world, okay? It's absolutely not the end of the world, but lower from here as well. Probably at your high. Definitely not a good area to buy in my opinion, but you never know, right? You never know. This is crypto. ZEC, that's the best I got. ENS for Junior Mena. ENS, Ethereum Name Service. That's right. I was wondering why that sounded familiar. Like, I swear I've heard of this before. Ethereum Name Service. I like it on the daily. I do. Oh, this is the weekly. Okay, I like it on the weekly. The daily looks fine too. Yeah, they both look good. Weird kind of pattern, weird shape, but whatever. 4 hour looks good. I would think that this does continue to climb maybe throughout the rest of the day, if not at least for the time being, the next couple candles on the 4 hour basis. You are at your relative 382. Don't be surprised if you move back to 26.22, but I think you're working your way up to $28.50 to $29, somewhere in there. Let's see how you do with that. I would bet you find resistance there, but that's your next kind of target area. Yeah, I think so. If you don't stop there and you proceed higher, you might be moving as high as $33 to $36, somewhere in that range. And I mean, truthfully, I would expect that you don't stop. You just kind of keep going after that, right? Let's actually look at this thing. I want to do this. I don't think you'll go below $20.64. I don't think you go lower than that. You might not go below $23.67. You're consolidating, and you're looking like you want to break out to this extended area. You just haven't done it yet. So perhaps you check back to 23.67. Maybe you move up a little bit, but then you check back there, or you check back there first, and then you move up. But at some point, whether it starts now or over the weeks, you're going to move up to $40 to $64, honestly. Yeah, nix that $30 area. I think if you're moving up from here, if you get a week to close above this weekly close here, above the 100 area at 27.68, if you can get a week to close above there, I think your next target is going to be $40 to $65, somewhere in that area. So it looks good. It's just biding its time. Any down moves might be insignificant. Any up moves might be insignificant until it is showing signs that it's ready to break out. And I think it is showing signs. It's just, is it this week? Is it next week? Is it 3 weeks from now? It could be a little bit of time, but you're close. You're definitely close. So I would just say sideways, boring, volatile, ups and downs and all arounds, and then up. But I don't think that you're going to see a big move down. You could, but I don't think that you will. Blocktopia. What is Blocktopia? BLOK. That's right. Blocktopia. I think I remember saying that I wasn't sure if this one was a scam or not the first time that I talked about it. Oh yes, and look at that. Yep. I forget the first time I talked about it. It was sometime maybe it was over here. It was toward the end of 2023. And I said I had no interest in buying it, and here we are, man, at all-time lows. Bullish divergence, though. Not really. I wouldn't call that bullish divergence, actually. No. Yes, it is a higher low than this low, but it's a lower low than that low, that immediate low, and this is your discernible low. I wouldn't call it bullish divergence. Don't think of it like that. Not on a weekly basis. You probably move up to about 0.001. You're at 0.0095, or sorry, 3095 right now. You probably move up just a little bit, check back at that 1618, and then move lower. That's my thoughts, honestly. And I think this thing is not worth putting money into personally. I have no interest in it at all. Yeah, I think this is the one that you wanted me to do. Perhaps it moves up a little bit more and then down. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. I would stay away from it personally. I'm not completely convinced that this is a legitimate project. I think it's a scam, actually, but I could be wrong. I looked into it. This is one that I actually looked into, so I'm not just saying that blindly. But I couldn't find the answers I was looking for. That doesn't mean they're not there, right? I'm not going to go into a whole detailed explanation on Blocktopia, but it just didn't give me the vibes that this was something I wanted to put my money into. And I'm not saying that I went strictly off of my emotions. I did try to find tangible evidence that this thing was worth putting money into or not, and I couldn't find any tangible evidence that it was worth putting money into. So I don't like that they're secretive with their tokenomics. I don't like, and I'm pretty sure they've got like it's either an unlimited supply or, see, why is it this? Is it different? Is this a different one, or do they just rebrand? Yeah, you see the market cap, it's not red there. That is the right one. Let me go on coin market cap real quick. Coin market cap, no, not coin mama, coin market cap. I didn't want to do this, I just wanted to move on, but I feel like I said too much without giving complete clear words. So market cap here is 16.6 million, cool, whatever. If we look at the price, if the chart matches the price with the market cap, then I have no problems with it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So here's your price chart, right? Price chart. Let's see what the market cap chart looks like. It's actually pretty close. I'm not going to lie. That actually is pretty close, but not the same. Not the same at all. You're definitely printing off more coins, right? Max supply is unknown. You don't know the tokenomics, so it could be infinite. It might not be. I don't know how many are allocated to who, but you can see here, right, at your base. Let's see, right? Because I hate this little box that CoinMarketCap has. But at the base here, that's at about 27.5 million. Over here, it's at 22 million, so a little bit lower. 22 million there, all the way down to 16 million, 15 million. Versus this low, you have a 1.26 cent all the way down there. Maybe that's not that different. Maybe I'm being too harsh on this thing. Maybe I am being too harsh on this thing. Okay, it actually looks a lot more similar than I thought. For some reason, I take it back. Okay, what I was going to say was that it's printing out more coins and it's keeping up. That's actually not true. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. But still, I don't like it. I don't like that it has a potentially unlimited supply and I'm not allowed to know about its tokenomics. I don't like that. So that part is true, but the point that I thought I was making was false. So I'm sorry for wasting people's time talking about that. Math USD on Coinbase you specifically requested. Hell of a dump. Hell of a dump. That's a very intense dump. I would think that you're at the bottom of it probably. Higher lows, lower lows in the RSI. At your 40 on the weekly. Nice area to find support. Definitely on the daily. Looking productive. Still weak overall, but looking productive. Let's take a relative high to a relative low and just see what you're doing here. Yeah, you might have found your low. I think so. I think that is your low. I feel confident or comfortable enough saying that. Your next target area would be about 33 cents. You're at 23 cents now. So let's see how you do with that. If you can't get above there and you get back below this 26.41 area, you might be in trouble. But again, it's very common to go up to your 382 area, find resistance, come back to your 236 area, find support, and then move on up from there. So you could just move up, absolutely, but this area, 33 cents, is key to watch. If you find resistance, which is normal, previous areas of support as well, very normal to find resistance at previous areas of support, and it's your 123 moving average, which it looks like you actually found support here. So, oops. So you did show some significance on it already. Let's see. A little bit of resistance here and there. Not complete respect, but in that area nonetheless, and no respect back here. It wouldn't be crazy if you found resistance at like 33 to 36 cents, somewhere in that range, and then move back down to 26.4 cents. So if you hold 26.4 after breaking above, after going to this 382, that would be a really good look, and I think you found your low. I'm pretty confident you found your low already. I shouldn't even say I'm pretty confident. I have a good feeling that you found your low already, but time will tell. You absolutely could move lower still, but I think that you have found your low. So up from here, 33 cents is your next target. You're at 23 cents now. Teraxa, Terra, tearing it up. Down at its 123, an area that you found support, and it sent you up afterwards. So, and you're down at your oversold zone, nice. What about this? What about this? Right below your 382, not If you reject this area, you run the risk of pulling all the way back down to 24.7 cents. If you reject this area, you run the risk. So get above it. Get above, oh, I'm sorry, 0.00247, not 24 cents, my bad. So get above 0.0058. Get above there and stay above there. Don't get back below there. On a weekly basis. On the daily basis, you've already done that, but on a weekly basis, once you close above there, stay above there. That's my best. And I say stay above there, just don't close below there. You can wick below. The daily RSI looks productive. I think you are going to move up. I honestly do. 4 hour looks strong, yes. A bit neutral at the moment, of course, because your price is not doing anything, but I think it looks strong. I think you want to move up. So cool. So your next target area then would be about a cent, just under a cent. Get above there, and that will be your low, I'm convinced. Reject that area, and you run the risk of going down to your 618 still. So, and obviously, if you can't get above this now, you run that risk too. So get above there, get up to about a cent, and then we'll go from there. Request this one again once you're above a cent, but I have a funny feeling you might be at your low. Yes, you might be. Again, if Bitcoin drops, it might be different, but man, a couple of these altcoins looking like they want to go up higher is making me wonder, because I know Terra's a good performer this cycle already. I want to see, but what's it available on? It's on KuCoin. It's on Kraken? No, it's not. It's not on Kraken. Oh, no exchanges I can use, but I can still use a DEX. Anyways, I hope that was concise enough. DCR, Decred, or Decred, I don't know, on Binance. Let's use that, yeah. Whoa. 2017, huh? 2016. Old chart. I've never heard of this before. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. I like old charts that I've never heard before that are somehow relevant still. When I say relevant, I just mean it's got a higher low and a higher high cycle after cycle. It had its initial pump, but it hasn't shit out, that's for sure. I don't know. Let's look at the weekly. I would think you go lower with this one. I would. Relative low to relative high. I think you do. I think you go lower, yeah. As long as you're holding $11.73.9, you're good. If you break it, and I think you will, we'll see you down at about $7.51 to $5.03. And I would put a more heavy emphasis on that 750 to 637 area, somewhere down there. You might tip that 1272, and that could be the end of it, because that does come in line pretty well with this low. But don't be surprised if you go a little bit past it as well. So yeah, down. I think down. Let's look at the 4 hour real quick to get the immediate stuff. Immediately, you might move up. Okay, immediately you might move up. Inevitably, I think you move down. You might move up a little bit. Don't be surprised if you move up to about $14.50 to $15, and then down. Yes. Yes, that's my thoughts. Maybe you could move as high as $17. Maybe. But then down still. All right. PYR, Vulcan Forged. I hope this is the right one. Oh. Yeah, there we go. At the low point of this accumulation range, I think it's probably a good time to buy, probably. On a daily RSI basis, doesn't look the best, it doesn't look the worst, looks somewhat ready to move up, and your price action does too, so you probably do. Let's go back out to the weekly. I think these might be more accurate. We'll get the shorter term time frame too, but your next target area would be $3.65, potentially all the way up to $4.50. Let's look at this more immediate fib. Yeah, I like I like that 365 to like 380 area, maybe even just above there. Let's actually say, let's say 365 to $4. That's where I think you're going to move to, with a heavier emphasis on that 365 to 380 area. Yes, I think so. Yeah. EGLD, which is now like Multiverse X or something like that, right? Metaverse X, I forget what it is. $35.88. That's what the price is. No question there. Looking like you want to move up. Yeah, I like it. Oh man. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I think you are moving up. Unless you reject here and you start moving down. If you do, if you can't break this high, and you get below, let's talk about the area you don't want to break. If you close below $33 for 2 days in a row, then you're going lower than this, so you'll probably go below $25. But if you can make it above this high, then you have likely found your low, in my opinion, and you might be moving up to, let's see, high to low, up to $40 to $45, $50 to $55, I should say $52 to $56, and inevitably beyond that, right? You finally might be getting out of this accumulation range. Time will tell, but that's the best I got for that. So don't close below, what was it? Don't close below $33. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Quant. It is, I think it's just QNT, right? Yeah, Quant. Looking sad, Quant. You're looking very sad. Though I think you found your low. I do think that's your low. So if you move down from here, I don't think you'll move lower than that low at, what is that price? Come on now. At about 64 bucks. I don't think you move below there. You could. I don't think you do. I wonder, actually. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you found it. If you do move below, there's hope that you could find support at like $58, $58.50, but let's just hope and pray that you don't actually go below that. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours looking good. Okay, nice. You might move down relatively immediately. I want to look at the 50 or the 123 and see if you're above the 50 here. Yeah, you might move down a little bit from here, but you might be getting ready to stay above, have sustained prices above your 123 moving average. On the daily, here's your goal, okay, and your next target area, probably about $88.50. Go up there. If you find resistance at 78 and you move back down, that's not a good look, but I do think you're going to move up to your 382 area. You might even go a little bit above it, come back down, find support at your 236, and then up and up you go. I doubt that you just move all the way up to your 618. You could, but I doubt it. But your next target area is $88.50 essentially, just a little bit below there. But that's all I got, guys. That's it for tonight's video. As far as which one do I think will do the best, I don't know. Maybe Teraxa. That one might be the one. Let's look at GFI again. Zcash has definitely done the best in the past week, I think, compared to a lot of these, but it might not continue to do the best, right? Same thing with Goldfinch. It was something else besides Teraxa. I can't remember. But yeah, I think Teraxis stands to gain the most in the shortest amount of time. So Julio Pina, I think you got the win on this one tonight, my man. Congratulations. That's all I got for you guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.